Hey everyone, and welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm Chrisley Kennedy, and this is the show where we bring you the day's biggest movie news, and of course we give you insight into what it all means. Joining me, as always, is AMC Movie News Senior Editor, Mr. John Campia.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Gosh, I can't imagine what movie I'm planning on seeing tomorrow night, but I'm getting ready to go see at a midnight screening. Maybe if I drop some clues throughout the rest of the show, you guys might be able to figure it out. Good morning, Chrisley. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm glad that you're doing it for the movie and not looking for bowls. Glad about that. And we also have special guest in the studio today, Mr. Jimmy O from JoBlo.com.
I forgot my cape, and I'm very disappointed because I can't imagine what movie you're talking about.
No, there's nothing big coming out in the next 2 days. Nothing. It looks like he really will be back. Reports have emerged that Skydance is in negotiations with Paramount to bring the next installment of the Terminator franchise to the studio. Patrick Lussier and Leda Kalgaris will be writing the next film. Lussier directed Drive Angry and My Bloody Valentine 3D, while Kalgaris penned Shutter Island and did some script work on James Cameron's Avatar. Arnold Schwarzenegger has recently stated that he would be involved in the next Terminator film, but not in what capacity. John, what do you think about the new Terminator film?
I don't know what to think. I'll be honest with you, because a part of me is like, hey, that franchise is so dead. That franchise is so dead. But, I mean, it really will depend on what's the approach they're going to take. If they're going to reboot this thing and maybe look at it from a different point of view, I mean, don't reboot it as in start with the John Connor, but maybe reboot it and actually take place in the future like the last film kind of tried to do. But then that begs the question, well, then how is it a reboot if you're still going to implement Arnold Schwarzenegger? But maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger is a completely different character. My feelings on this are really going to depend a lot on hearing what the plan is. What's the context of this movie? Where are they going to go with it? Now, I got to tell you, I'm encouraged by who I hear is writing it. I'm actually, look, I'll tell you right now, I thought Drive Angry got a bad rap.
I do too. I agree.
I had fun with that movie, you know?
It's a blast.
And when you're talking, and a lot of people love that Scorsese film, Shutter Island. So you got some different styles in writing there. I'm really curious to see how that can turn out. But once again, for me, it's all going to come down to what is the movie about? Is this part 5? Or is it a new take on it? I just don't know how to feel about it yet. Jimmy, what do you think?
I mean, with 3 and 4, I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I would be kind of interested to see the war itself and find out, see the battle between man and machine, and if they went with that on that route. I do like the choice of writers. I mean, some of her stuff I'm not a big fan of, but I like Patrick, and I think they've got if they get a really good idea, maybe close it out, finish it off, and maybe, of course, leave a little room for a sequel, because that's what always happens.
You have to do that.
But I think it could work. Like you said, it does seem like it's dead, but
obviously there's something there for Paramount to like.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, Paramount clearly likes something they have there. The one thing I hope they really don't do is Schwarzenegger cannot be the Terminator anymore.
Yeah.
He has to train the new one.
I mean,
he has to train the new one.
That's the way Terminators work. But, I mean, I really did like The Last Stand. I really like The Last Stand.
I did too, yeah.
And that showed me Schwarzenegger can be an old dude action star. He can do that. But he can't be the Terminator anymore.
I think he should actually be fairly limited in what he's doing. I think it should be a kind of a fresh cast and try what they did with Salvation, maybe a Christian Bale type of actor, and get someone, with maybe a better script and everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Director Jon M. Chu has reportedly been signed back on to direct the next G.I. Joe film. Chu directed the most recent G.I. Joe Retaliation, which took in over $350 million worldwide at the box office. And apparently the studio liked the job he did enough to bring him back for the third film. No word yet on which cast will be returning, but it has been speculated that the studio would like to be in production by the summer of 2014. Jimmy, what do you think of Chu returning for a third G.I. Joe film?
Oh, why not? I mean, honestly, it worked.
That's enthusiasm, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, no, I had fun with The Last G.I. Joe. It was a fun movie, and I liked them bringing in Dwayne Johnson. I thought he was a great addition. And, they're probably looking to see what Universal did with Fast and Furious, a pretty much dead franchise, and suddenly it's become one of the hottest things around.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what they're going for, So it would be interesting to see who they can bring back. how they could actually bring back Channing Tatum. I wouldn't be surprised. They're thinking, wait, how can we bring him back? Like they did for Michelle Rodriguez. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it could be an interesting idea. I don't know. There's a lot of stories within that universe that they could kind of tackle and have fun with, so why not?
They don't seem to be really concerned about the stories from that universe.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't really like the new G.I. Joe film, but I had to admit I liked it more than I thought I was going to. And, you know, you got to keep in mind, I have to keep wrapping my head around this. This is the same director who, before doing this G.I. Joe film, was directing Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I know.
Who was directing Step Up Revolution Jazz Hands to the Streets movie.
Although, look at this. You look at those movies. I mean, I'm not a fan of Step Up, but the dance choreography, all those scenes are pretty intense to look at. So, I mean, it was an interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
They have a
to say the least.
Absolutely. I don't deny that. I think a lot of this will really depend on if they can get The Rock back, because
I agree.
It's not being mentioned, but I don't believe The Rock is signed on for multiple films, and he's kind of busy right now. I don't even know that The Rock is going to be in the new Fast and the Furious film, because they start shooting that pretty soon, and he just started shooting the new Hercules movie.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing: they want to start shooting. At least the report is they want to be shooting by summer 2014. Well, Chew is also signed on to direct the next Masters of the Universe movie, the He-Man reboot. So how is that going to fit in? And will the new G.I. Joe come before the He-Man movie? Is he made more progress on the He-Man movie than we've heard about? Will he start on that fairly soon? So there's a lot of questions here to ask. But if you ask me, hey, John, do you think there should be another G.I. Joe film? Yeah, I'm not super enthusiastic for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it. Why not?
All right, folks, listen, we've reached that part of the show for Mailbag. Here's how this works. In front of her, Chris Lee has a few other items in the world of movie news. She's going to run them down, and Jimmy and I are simply going to say whether we buy it or sell it. So, Chris Lee, what do we got?
As most of you know, Michael Fassbender, Magneto, and X-Men First Class is signed on to star in and produce a big screen version of the popular video game series Assassin's Creed, set to hit AMC theaters on May 22nd, 2015. The production has apparently now brought on a much more experienced producer to work on the film as well. Frank Marshall, who also produced films such as Raiders of the Lost Ark, Back to the Future, The Sixth Sense, and dozens of others. John, buy or sell Frank Marshall joining Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, you have to buy this. Yeah. Marshall is one of the most not just talented and gifted producers and very savvy producers, he's one of the most prolific. He has done, and it's not just these films. If you run down his IMDb page, he's some of the best films ever made. He's producing now. He is also one of the producers on The Last Airbender. So I take the good with the bad. But overall, he's a great producer. Adding a name like this to a project like Assassin's Creed, I think, gives it Hollywood credibility. Yeah. And I think this is just great news for those of us who are looking forward to an Assassin's Creed movie. Jimmy?
Buy. I mean, like you said, how can you not? He's done some of the best movies ever made, and he adds credibility. And I don't know. It looks like it could be fun.
Could be.
You can't beat Fassbender. You just can't beat him.
Always buy Fassbender. Always. It's like double down. Always double down. Last week, we reported that actress Carey Mulligan was apparently set to take the lead role for the Hillary Clinton biopic Rodham. Now it appears that Mulligan is going to pass on the opportunity, saying she's not prepared to commit to the role at this time. It's rumored that the other frontrunners to take over the role include Jessica Chastain, Scarlett Johansson, Reese Witherspoon, and Amanda Seyfried. The film is said to focus on Clinton as a young lawyer on the President Richard Nixon impeachment committee and her attempts to balance her career path with her unresolved feelings for future President Bill Clinton. Jimmy, buy or sell Mulligan walking away from Rodham?
Yeah, I kind of buy it, actually. I'm kind of happy that she's walking away from that. It seems like I don't know, I'm not fully 100% sure that film's going to be good. You know, to be honest, I mean, it's an obviously interesting subject matter, and it's going to divide a lot of Americans. I'm kind of okay with her stepping away. I'd rather see her do some other unique, interesting stuff. She's a good actress, talented actress.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a conditional buy, and it's the condition on that they actually get Jessica Chastain to replace her.
Yes.
If Jessica Chastain replaces her, then this is a good situation all the way around. That's no disrespect to Mulligan. She's a very fine actress. I think this has Oscar contender written on it, this type of a film. Yeah. I think it's a very interesting. I like the fact that they're going to that time period as well.
I do too.
I think that's very interesting. But if the next in line to get this role is a Jessica Chastain, then for me it's a buy.
Yeah, she'll be perfect for it. She'll be perfect.
As most of you know, actor Jamie Foxx is playing the main villain Electro in the upcoming The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Foxx was recently on a talk show and gave us our first hint at what the voice of Electro will sound like. Take a listen.
What's funny though is doing the voice.
Yeah.
But and the voice is like, yes, a world without mercy, a world without power. But what's funny is when I forget my line and I have to go back to my regular voice, a world without line, please. Can I get some water too, please? A world without. So it's really dynamic.
Jon, buy or sell the voice of Electro?
I buy it. I mean, I was afraid when he was opening his mouth and he was gonna give us the voice. I was afraid he was gonna go Batman with it. I'm gonna go like this. I'm Electro, but he didn't. I'm glad. So I mean, what other direction can you go? And it's neat. I think he actually gave us lines from the movie too. I think a world without power. I was like, okay, that sounds sign me up. I buy it.
Yeah, of course, I buy it. I mean, he did it on a television talk show. You know, take it with a grain of salt. You're gonna hear it's gonna be messed around with. They're gonna edit it. They're gonna fix it. They're gonna make it sound all bad. You know, fine, buy it. Sure.
On another video game to movie story, it looks like Transformers director Michael Bay will develop the game Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon as a feature film. The project will be developed over at Warner Brothers, and Bay may direct the film himself after he's done with Transformers 4. Jimmy, buy or sell Bay doing Ghost Recon?
Oh. Well, we're going to have, I don't know, I think I have to sell this one. It seems like he's going to just anger a bunch more fans. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. Bay's going to, obviously we're seeing that with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's going to do what he wants to do and no apologies. Not really, at least. You know, a couple fake ones here or there. But no, I'd kind of like to see someone new do it. I think that maybe give it a little bit more. I don't know. He can make money, so he'll probably, end up doing it, but
See, I think a lot of people are going to sell this, but I'm going to buy it. Really? And here's the reason I'm going to buy it. This is, looking at the creature Michael Bay in his natural habitat, military action films. Michael Bay loves the military. He is a huge military guy. And the military always help him out with his movies. You're talking about a thing like Ghost Recon. And let's face it, like with all the things that Michael Bay does wrong, and look, I'm not going to disagree about all the things he does wrong. The one thing we cannot argue that he is one of the best in Hollywood at is just, boom, turn off the brain, action explosions. He's really, really good at that. He is an artist when it comes to that stuff. So a project like a Ghost Recon, Michael Bay, to me that seems like a really good fit. So because that fit is there, for me it's going to be a buy. All right, folks, listen, we come to that part of the show for mailbag. Look, if you've got a topic or a question you would like us to address on the show, you can email us anytime at amcmovietalk@gmail.com. Now, every day we take 2 or 3 questions on this show, but listen, we get like 200 questions from you guys a day. So we started a new show as well called AMC Mailbag. And on that show, it's much more casual, and all we do is just take your mailbag questions. It's just that simple. So send in your questions to amcmovietalk@gmail.com, and we may address it here on AMC Movie Talk, or we might address it over at AMC Mailbag. For now, Chrisley's got a couple of letters pulled out of the mailbag. So Chrisley, what do we got?
John Burnett writes, "Hey guys, huge fan of the show. You guys do great work. John, I agree with most of your opinions. My question is...
Most?
Most.
Where's not all?
Keyword, most. My question is, 5 years ago, there were talks of a Battle of the Planets live-action movie. It looked like there was a release set in 2009. What happened to this?"
Full disclosure, as a kid, me and the other kids in my neighborhood would take pillowcases and blankets and make capes, and we would run around the neighborhood playing Battle of the Planets. We would play G-Force, and we would run around. I was usually Jason. I was never Keop, but we would run around and pretend we were Battle of the Planets, and I've always wanted to see a Battle of the Planets movie. Actually, around 5 years ago, there was a CG animated film in the works, and then that never actually came to fruition, which was too bad. And then there was talk about a live action, and guess what? There is a live-action Gatchaman, a.k.a. Battle of the Planets movie coming out in August.
August 24th, to be exact, I think.
In Japan.
Yeah, not here.
But I got to tell you, Dennis is going to pull up some of these images. Some of these images look pretty badass. They look pretty darn good. But we're not going to see it in North American theaters, and maybe, I mean, we'll get a DVD of it with some overdub at some point. But, you know, fingers crossed. If they can do it with Old Boy, and if they can do it with Infernal Affairs, and they can do it with The Ring, if it's a big hit internationally, like if in Japan it's a huge hit, I'm not saying this is going to happen because it probably won't, but it opens the door for some North American studio to go, let's do a remake of that, and then maybe we'll get our Battle of the Planets movie. And I can put my cape on again. That doesn't have a big red S on it. And I can run around the streets again like a blithering idiot. So, but Jimmy, what about you? Did you ever watch a show as a kid? Would you be into it?
Yeah, I would be interested. I mean, you can watch the teaser trailer for the Japanese film.
That's right.
Which is, it's literally, you know, I think the characters, a close-up shot, and, you know, no subtitles, so you don't know what they're saying. I don't know anyway.
If you can speak Japanese,
yeah, you're
golden.
I would, sure, I would be. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. I personally, I wouldn't mind seeing the Japanese film. So there you go.
Yeah.
What a buzzkill. It's coming, but not here.
But not
Alberto Macius writes, hey, John, out of all superheroes in general, Superman is my favorite superhero. So I was wondering if they would keep the original Superman music in Man of Steel. Me and my big Superman fan friends would really like to hear the music in Man of Steel, at least a more advanced version of it. Why would you want to take away something original from Superman? The big Superman fans would like to hear the original music in the movie. Tell me your thoughts. Am I wrong?
All right. Now, let me give you some context here when we answer this question, okay? I have not yet seen Man of Steel. As I've said numbers of times on the show, I turned down the screening invitations. This is my #1 most anticipated film of the year. I'm going to see it with Dennis tomorrow night at midnight, with a real audience in our AMC Burbank 16 theater. That's how I wanted to see it. So I have not seen it yet. Now, Jimmy has seen the movie.
I have.
And he and I have not discussed this. I do not know what he's about to say. So let me tell you what I think is going to happen, and he's going to tell us whether I'm right or wrong, okay? So the way I think they're going to handle it is, first of all, is there anybody better than John Williams? No. I mean, when you think about all the most iconic and instantly recognizable movie scores, dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Superman, or Star Wars.
Don't forget Jaws, man. Don't forget
Jaws.
Jaws.
Of course. I mean,
fantastic.
So many of them. Okay, so his Superman theme is beyond iconic. I don't think they're going to use it in the movie. I suspect what they may do is do what the latest Star Trek Into Darkness did, which is in the end credits, as the credits were rolling, they threw in the original Star Trek theme and had it kind of in there. I think if they're going to have the original Superman theme, that's the way they do it, maybe in a credit scene. Jimmy, you've seen the movie. Am I right or am I wrong?
Putting my earmuffs on.
I hate to disappoint you all. It's not there. Unless I missed something, and I have the soundtrack. I was waiting. I wanted to hear it. But to be fair, it is a very different film. It's Zack Snyder's Superman. It's very good. I loved it actually, but there's no music. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for that little hit. And
I knew it wouldn't be in the movie. Yeah. I just thought maybe they would throw it in the credits. Not even in the credits.
No, and there's no. Keep in mind that they didn't show us an end credit, so I don't think you need to wait for the end credit unless they're going to throw one in the last minute. I don't think there is one. It's good to know for all of you people that wait for the credits to see that one scene. No, it's not there.
All right, folks. Well, that will do it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us. But listen, while I got you, stop what you're doing. Take a second and click that subscribe button. Become a subscriber to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. We'll keep you up to date on everything going on in the world of movie news. And, of course, our daily AMC Movie Talk show. And now our AMC Mailbag show as well that we do a couple of times a week. And listen, if you want to support the show, why don't you take this video and share it on your Facebook page or put it out on your Twitter, help get the word out about AMC Movie Talk, and go on down and click that thumbs up button and give us a like so we know that you enjoy what we're doing here. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AMC Theaters. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/AMC Theaters. And listen, go on out and see movie night. Get your advance tickets for Man of Steel. Go see Fast and Furious 6. There's lots of
this
great
is the
movies.
end.
This is the end is out there right now.
Fantastic. Funny.
Lots of really good movies in AMC Theaters right now. Head on over to www.amctheaters.com for your theater, showtime, and movie ticket information. And once again, click that subscribe button. I want to thank, as always, our very lovely host, Chrisley Kennedy. Chrisley, where can people find you on Twitter?
At Chrisley, and thanks for having me.
I want to thank our host today from JoeBlow.com, the one and the only Mr. Jimmy O. Jimmy O, where can people find you on Twitter?
Jimmy to the O.
Jimmy 2
Yep, there you go. Check it out.
And most of all, thank you to you guys. Listen, the most important part of the show is certainly not what we have to say. It's what you have to say. Make sure you jump on down to the comment section. Leave your thoughts on any or all the topics that we discuss here today. I guarantee you we do read absolutely every single one of them. So until next time, my name's John Campia, which you can find on Twitter at John Campia or on Facebook at John Campia. And until then, bye-bye.